Hi, congratulations on your purchase of the brand new for $19.95 Ford T-Drive. I'm going to take you through a little instructional video, a walkthrough of what it took to create this engine for you. So what we're starting with is two Suzuki Bandit 1200S motors based on the Suzuki GSXR engine platform. They are inline 4-cylinder engines, dual overhead cam, 16 valve each, arranged in a transverse arrangement to basically provide a straight 8 engine transversely mounted and connected to the front wheel drive platform of this Ford Tempo. What we ended up doing was excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Sorry. What we had to do was to transfer power from these motorcycle engines is to create two new shafts. One is a transfer shaft, one is an accessory shaft in the back. It goes between the two shock towers, and you can see it. I'll put my pointer right on it. Right there. That shaft, it's a keyed shaft, and it has two sprockets on it, one for each motor. A short run of chain goes from each motor to this lay shaft, this keyed lay shaft. That keyed lay shaft accumulates the power from both engines, which is then transferred via a longer run chain, which you can see, to this other shaft. This other shaft simulates the crankshaft of the previous engine that was in this Tempo.
Is that a nipple sleeve receiver?
This shaft we created using 1/2 of an axle shaft of a Ford 9-inch axle. We put a Ford 9-inch axle end bearing on this end of it, and on this end, believe it or not, is the bearing from a Peterbilt truck. We created a motor plate using quarter-inch steel plate, doubled up in the center to mimic the back of an engine, because we wanted to use the original Tempo transmission for shifting purposes in the car, and to do so we had to create this engine plate. And what it does is it suspends on the other side of it an aluminum Ford Focus flywheel that receives a Ford Focus pressure plate, and the friction plate is from a Hyundai, so that we could get the correct input spline to interact with the shaft. From there, power is transferred just like it is with a Ford Tempo. We have the original Ford Tempo 5-speed transmission, and then from there it's regular CV axle shafts out to the wheels. Now the way we have this arranged is that there's 3 clutches in this whole drivetrain. There's one for each motorcycle engine, and then there's the clutch that works with the Tempo. We do have independent control of the clutches in these 2 engines. However, we do not need it when we're actually operating the car at road speed. We use these clutches only to disconnect the engines from the chain drivetrain for starting purposes. Now what we've done is provided clutch control inside the cockpit by utilizing the motorcycle handle grips and their clutch levers mounted to the steering column. And when we start this vehicle, we can pull in the clutch here, push in the clutch there. That disconnects the engine from the drivetrain and allows us to easily start the engines. When we're ready to roll out, we release those clutches, and then we operate the car normally, like a normal 5-speed H-pattern stick shift 3-pedal car. So, in summary, the Ford T-Drive is a relatively straightforward and novel approach to 8-cylinder power in your small, mid-size Ford sedan. And I can tell you, if you haven't driven a Ford lately, you really should.
Thank you, sir.